By the way, I meant to mention that these problems are taken from a textbook written by some of my colleagues here at Valencia East Campus, Gisela Acosta and Margie Kowalski. Wrote a college algebra text, and I love their variation section, so I pulled it from their book. So good. I appreciate them and their good work. So let's do 26. It says the distance d a ball rolls down an inclined plane varies directly as the square of the time t in seconds. Let's just translate that sentence into math. Distance d, a ball rolls down an inclined plane, varies directly is equal to k as the square of time is equal to k times t squared. That's the statement we get. Then they give us some information. It says a ball takes 2 seconds to roll 20 feet. Seconds is a unit of time. This is t, and 20 feet is d. So we'll say 20 feet is equal to k times 2 squared. And we can solve for our constant of proportionality. 20 is equal to k times 4. Divide both sides by 4, and we get that k is equal to 5. Then we can write our equation. D is equal to 5 times t squared, which will be true for every value of d and t. So then they say, part B, how far will the ball roll in 2.6 seconds? They gave us t, they want us to find d. We're going to use this equation. So d, here's part B. Okay. The distance the ball rolls is going to equal to 5 times 2.6 squared. 2.6 squared times 5 gives me 33.8 feet. Now the distance has a unit of feet, the time has a unit of seconds. The constant of proportionalities do not have units. They are just a constant. So you don't put units on our K. All right, that's how you do B. C, how long will it take a ball to roll? We do not what distance is. We're trying to find D. I'm sorry, how long is the question? We're trying to find T. I'm sorry. How long will it take the ball to roll 50 feet? They gave us the distance. They want us to find T. So they said for part C, they gave us 50 is the distance, is equal to 5 times t squared. And we have to solve for t. So divide both sides by 5, and we get 10 is equal to t squared. And take the square root. Only keep the positive because it is time. And we get 3.16 seconds. That's how long it will take for it to roll 50 feet. That's part C. Part D says to complete the table and round to 2 decimal places. Okay, so in the table they give us values for T and values for D. T is in seconds. I'm going to go ahead and write the units right there. D is in feet. I'm going to write the units right there, and we're just going to solve these. We know that D is equal to 5 times t squared. So if they give us the time, 1.2, we're going to say D is equal to 5 times 1.2 squared, and we can figure out the first distance. So 1.2 squared times 5 is 7.2, and this is in feet. Okay, let's go ahead and skip down here and do 4.7. If we want to know how far it travels in 4.7 seconds, 4.7 squared times 5 gives me 110.45 feet. Now if I need to go backwards and find the time, what they've given me here, the distance, if distance is 5t squared, and they give me the distance is 224.2 is equal to 5t squared. We solve for t. We'll divide both sides by 5. And I get 4.84. Then I'll take the square root of this. And that gives me 2.2. 2.2 seconds. Okay, you're going to do the same thing here. They give you the distance 45. You're going to divide that by 5. and you get 9, then you take the square root of 9, and you get 3. Is how you'd fill out that table. Okay, the last problem here, it says the intensity of illumination, I, from a light source varies inversely with the square of the distance d from the source. So, d is the distance from the source of light, and we're going to use this statement to write our equation of variation. The intensity of illumination, which they're calling I, varies inversely, k, divided by the square of the distance over d squared. That's our equation. We're going to use some information they'll give us to solve for k and keep that for our equation always. Suppose a reading lamp has an intensity of 100 lumens. Lumens is a unit of light. 100 at a distance of 3 feet. So the illumination is 100 lumens when the light source is 3 feet away. So D is 3, and I put this in my equation I've written and solve for K. So that means K times 1, if I cross multiply, is equal to 3 squared, which is 9 times 100. So K is equal to 900. So here's my equation of proportionality with my K filled in. I is equal to 900 over D squared. And I can use this to answer whatever questions they want to ask. So that was part A. Write the equation. Got it. What is the intensity of illumination, what is I, when the source is 7.3 feet away, when D is 7.5? So for part B, I is equal to 900 over 7.5 squared is how we'll figure that out. So 7.5 squared, and I take the reciprocal of that and I multiply that by 900, and I get 16 lumens. So that's the answer to B, 16 lumens. All right. Then let's do part C. It says complete the table. So here's our table. The distance in this equation is in feet. That's how far the light source is away. And I is the intensity in lumens. All right. So if they give me D for number 10, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's solve for L. So here's my equation. I is 900 divided by the distance, in this case is 10 squared. So 900 divided by 10 squared is 9. So this is 9 lumens. So this would be 9 lumens. Okay. But in this case, they gave me the intensity. So we'll say 25 is equal to 900 divided by D squared. So let's solve for this. We get 900 is 25 D squared. Divide by 25. And we get that D squared is 900 over 25. So we can take the square root of that. You can use your calculator, or this is not bad. The square root of 900 is 30. The square root of 25 is 5. So this is going to be 6. So this is 6 feet. A distance of 6 feet gives 25 lumens. Okay, now the last one, 2.25 lumens is equal to 900 over the distance squared. So how far away is the light source when the intensity is 2.25 lumens? 900 times 1 is equal to 2.25 times D squared. Divide both sides by 2.25 and take the square root. So 900 divided by 2.25 gives me 400, and if I take the square root of that, I get 20. 20. All right, lastly, part D. What is the distance from the light source if the intensity is 36? All right, here's my equation. It's the same equation. This time they told me the intensity, 36 lumens, is equal to 900 divided by D squared. We're going to solve for this. All right, 900 times 1 is 36 times D squared. Divide both sides by 36. And so D is the square root of 900, which is 30, divided by the square root of 36, which is 6. So D is going to be 5. So the answer for this, what is the distance from the light source if the intensity is 36 lumens? 5 feet away. So that is what variation is.